For Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser here with 2025 Calvary Baptist wide receiver Kolby Thomas, who the last time we saw was standing in the Superdome end zone after a game-winning touchdown and two-point conversion to lift the Cavs to their first state championship since 2020. I just wanted to talk to Kolby a little bit about his season and ending on that fantastic note for he and the Cavs, as well as now what's ahead for he and a strong 2025 group as they take the reins from that senior group that's heading on its way out for that program. Kolby, what's going on, man? How have the past couple weeks been? Just settling into the offseason as a state champion.
Yeah, it's been pretty great. That's what we worked for all season, was to get the state championship, win the state championship. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. So last few weeks I've kind of been taking out some off weeks, but started to get back into it now. I went to a little combine last week and getting in a 7-on-7 now. So
Yeah, and I want to talk to you a little bit about kind of each of those aspects, and we won't spend too much time on the game itself because we're a couple weeks removed from it, but take me through your perspective on those final minutes, because I think one of the aspects that really stood out to folks that were there, and particularly on the field, on the sideline watching, was y'all were down two scores late, and there didn't really seem to be any shake. I mean, y'all were just poised and handling it, and kept next play, even on that last drive with limited time. Y'all just kind of kept about your business. What was the energy like on the sideline or in those huddles or play to play for you guys as y'all completed that job?
yeah, it's just we've been working for that for so long towards that goal. We weren't going to give up that easy. I mean, down two scores, we have an electric offense and a very good defense, which they made a crucial stop on fourth down. I mean, and once we got that ball with 50 something seconds, I mean, I had full confidence in our offense. We've been electric all year, and we just do what we do.
What did it mean for you to be the guy that got to kind of put the exclamation mark on all of that, to be able to, on that stage, in that moment, make those plays for your team and find the end zone?
I mean, there's no emotion to describe it. It's just like all that I've done over the past few years finally paying off. It's just there's no better feeling than that. And Abram trusted me on that last drive. He threw me two balls on that last drive, two key balls, and he made some very good throws. And it just means a lot for me to go out there and do that for my team, because they become like brothers to me.
You finished that game with 6 catches for 61 yards and the late touchdown. You finished the season with 70 catches for 817 yards and 11 scores. As a guy that was the junior in this deep and senior heavy wide receiving core, what was this season like for you to be able to have that role throughout, and also know that you weren't necessarily going to be the guy every week? You had other capable receivers around you, and guys that were older than you, and so there might be some weeks where, okay, Jay's about to go off, or okay, this is Aubrey's week or Chris's week, and just kind of waiting your turn at times, but always being ready.
Yeah, I have a very talented skill group around me this year, so you just got to play your heart out every game. I mean, it might not always be your game, like you said. So I mean, I just had to play my heart out, and it feels good being able to just be a target and be a big part of the team.
What did you learn from those guys the last few years, this year in particular, potentially, but just working alongside those guys, competing with those guys in practice, whatever the case may be, and that has helped you in your development make the strides you've been able to make?
Yeah, just in practice every day, just seeing what they do. We just build off each other, learn from each other. I mean, we love each other and we hang out. We're friends. I mean, it's just like a brotherhood, and they've built me up these last 3 years. Getting to play with them is amazing.
What have you been most proud of in your development these last couple of years, and particularly from this time a year ago, stuff that you've worked on, steps forwards you took in developing as a well-rounded receiver? When you look at Kolby Thomas, December 27th of 2023 versus 6 months ago, a year ago, whatever, how would you describe just an area that you've been pleased in your growth and your development?
I would say I'm pleased in two departments. I'm pleased at the speed that I've gained, because that's what's going to help me get some college offers. Just my speed, because I don't have the height, but speed and confidence. This season, I really didn't start with much confidence because I was the youngest on the team, and I didn't really know how I was going to line up. They're all seniors. I didn't know how the season was going to go, but I just kept playing, just kept working, and it paid off.
Do you remember a point in this season where you kind of noticed that about yourself, where you had kind of hit a next step in terms of your confidence level and what you were bringing to that, whether it be a certain week or a certain kind of stretch of the season where it felt to you like that had clicked?
Yeah, it kind of started week 3 against Bird. We played Bird, and I had 100-some yards in that game and 2 touchdowns. I was like, I really actually do fit in this offense. So I just trusted myself the rest of the way, and we had a good playoff run and won the state championship. So,
and you mentioned this the speed aspect. One of the things that you have done, you mentioned kind of getting a chance to rest a little bit. You guys are on the road hunting right now, but from a football standpoint, you had a chance to get to that Army Combine a week ago and ran a 4.44 and a 4.16 5.10.5 shuttle. How was your experience out there, and how did you feel about where those numbers are at this point, knowing, you're always striving to improve at everything you do, but those are some pretty nice marks.
yeah, funny story. I didn't know I was going to that camp until about 2 days before. Me and my dad forgot we signed up for it. So we're like, all right, we'll just go to this combine and get baselines for this year in terms of like times and where I'm going to be. So went out there and just Lord kind of blessed me because I haven't worked on my 40 or 5.10.5 since offseason last year. So it's just seeing where I was going to be able to go this year. So I think I can run better times than I did, even though I'm very happy with those times. But yeah, I feel like those are some good times.
On your way out there, I mean, are those about what you were expecting, or did you surprise yourself a little bit considering it wasn't something you'd been prepping for?
Yeah, it came as a little bit of a surprise because that's the first 4.4 I've ever ran, and it was a low 4.4. So the fastest I've ran before that was last year. I ran a 4.5 flat. So shattering my records is, I mean, that always feels good. That's what I strive to do.
So what does this offseason look like for you guys now? I mentioned that great 2024 class from Calvary is in its process of graduating and heading off to the next level wherever a lot of those guys are ending up. But there's a core there, and when you look at the end of the season, you've got Abram, a 2025 quarterback, finding you a 2025 receiver in the end zone, James, a 2025 running back, is the outstanding player for the game, and there are key guys all over the field on both sides of the ball in y'all's class, as well as going on down to a guy like Braylon Huglon, who played as a freshman for a state championship team. What does it look like for y'all to kind of take the reins now, and y'all's 25 group in particular, to become the senior leaders? How does that compare to a year ago where y'all were sophomores turning into juniors? Now, as you guys prepare to be seniors, how would you kind of describe that transition?
Well, I learned a lot from the seniors this past year. Just they were great leaders, and I learned a lot from them. So I'm going to use that in my aspect of leading the team next year. I mean, we are losing some great players, but we're also going to have some great players that have been developing behind those seniors for 2 years now. So we have me coming back, we have Abram coming back, we have James, we have Julius, we have so many athletes still. So I feel like we're still going to be in the state conversation for next year. I feel like we got a chance.
A lot of times I like to ask you guys as we kind of wrap up interviews, what do you want college coaches or fans or whoever to know about y'all as they get a chance to learn more of who you guys are, not just as young football players, but as young men, or if I'm talking to girls basketball or whatever, young women? What do you hope they know about who Kolby KT Thomas is, as not just a young pass catcher, but a young man?
Well, I'm a follower of Christ, of course. And let's see. I just work hard in everything I do. I just go at everything with a competitive mindset.
Good deal. While you guys are on the road up there hunting, is there some competition to that too? Or are you guys keeping track who's?
No, we're just up here having some fun, Having some fun. I already killed me a little doe, so I'm not going hunting tonight, but my dad is.
Nice. Well, we'll see you guys soon, man. Appreciate you taking a few minutes today to chop it up a little bit. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you in a couple days.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
Again, he's Kolby Thomas, 2025 wide receiver for Calvary Baptist, and for Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser.